So over and over again, because we're dealing with new consciousness, and the new consciousness is about feeding the brain and having the brain grow to become what it is able to become, I hear myself over and over bringing through the message from Source to give people omega-3 and electrolytes, number one, those two things. And we'll talk about amounts and so on as we go, because it's always good to hear it again. Some people have heard it at a couple of talks, but haven't yet gone to get the supplements, so I'm being asked to cosmically nag you all again about omega-3 and electrolytes, and I will do so. And we'll talk about some other nutrition. So basically it boils down to the human body is over 60% fat. Primary fat, the human brain, the human brain is over 60% fat, and the primary fat of the human brain and body, because all hormones have a base in this fat, is omega-3. So if you take omega-3 oil, your body can string that together to make 6, 9, 12, 27, they always are in multiples of 3. It can't break down naturally occurring complex omegas back into 3. But it can string 3 together to build the more complex ones. And the largest hormone in the human body is insulin. It sends messages for digestion. And it's something like 9 strands of omega-3 or something like that, put together with other things in the body. So the number one fat that we need is omega-3, and we need adequate amounts of it to deal with our stress levels and to help our brain to feel good. And in a normal sort of situation, we're telling people to take approximately 2,100 milligrams of EPA and 1,400 milligrams of DHA per day. In that ratio, 3 parts EPA to 2 parts DHA is the way that that ratio occurs in nature. If you're buying a product that has a different ratio on it, it is not going to work for you. And there's all kinds of products out there that have 4 to 2 and equal amounts and whatever, and they've been altered in labs, and they do not work in the human body because we have not evolved with labs for very long, but we've evolved with fish, flax, and hemp, and so on for a long time. So we need sources that are naturally in the distribution in which nature made them and in which we've evolved with them. So that is always 3 parts EPA to 2 parts DHA. So that's the ratio we want. So anything from a fish oil to a coconut oil is a very good source for people that like vegetarians, very affordable as well. And it takes about 1.5 tablespoons of coconut oil to give you 2,100 milligrams of EPA and 1,400 of DHA. So coconut oil is very, very flexible. It's nice on your skin, different things like that. If you have any sorts of issues that indicate that you're having difficulties with stress, if you're having headaches, if you're having trouble coping mentally with different things, if you're depressed, if you're having hormonal issues, if you're having trouble sleeping, if you're having any kinds of things that indicate an imbalance of any sort, you need more. That's an average person's dose. With no head, if you've had a head injury, if you've had a fender bender or a whiplash, you need more than a tablespoon. So it's feed the body what it needs and watch the results, right? Watch the results. So there's hemp seed oil, there's coconut oil, there's flax oil. There's some of these things are not as concentrated as others. On the website, there's an article called Nutrition for the New Consciousness, and it talks about amounts of different things that you need. And if anybody has something that they want to ask about flax oil or how much, whatever, you can certainly ask me that tonight. And the other broken record song that I sing at every talk is the one about electrolytes, which is the unrefined gray sea salt, which is the 75 minerals that are exactly the same as the ones you have in every cell of your body that help every muscle, every nerve cell, your heart, everything function, everything, muscles, the whole thing is off of electrolytes. If you just Google the word electrolytes and look at what they do in the human body, you'll be amazed. And I'm seeing so many people, and I just have to stress this again, I'm seeing so many people giving me a list of illnesses that they have, and all I see is a body in deficiency state of not enough fat, not enough salt, and not the right salt. So you want that makes me so sad that we can refine salt, and it's for lack of salt that we're seeing some absolutely atrocious health issues, and we think they're part of society. We don't even need to be hiding them. So switch up your salt in your salt shaker, no more white table salt, and you need between 1/16 and 1/4 teaspoon a day of unrefined gray sea salt. In this type of heat, there's about a quarter teaspoon of salt in my water bottle, and I drink 2 or 3 of them a day. So I go through a lot, but then I'm also processing through a lot of energy as well. So you really want to be keeping your electrolytes up, because this is part of hydration. And one of the things that electrolytes do is allows nutrition to get into cell walls and toxic waste to be carried out. And it also allows us to defy gravity without even trying. Because when we have enough electrolytes, fluids flow uphill and saturate your brain. It's nutrition and fluid that keeps you cool and keeps your brain nourished and keeps you happy. And so, in our energy field, because we're also talking about accelerated healing in terms of the rest of our lives, not just our physical body, which is the microchip for all of this other wonderful stuff, but we're talking about manifesting what we need into our lives. We're talking about co-creating lives of love and joy. We're talking about being here to fulfill purpose in different things. So everything we do in our physical body, because all we are is body and soul, becomes very important in terms of what's happening on the soul level. So when we intake electrolytes at an adequate level, what does it help us to do? It helps us to receive good things and release toxin at the cellular level. That's exactly what it symbolizes in our energy field. Is the intake of love and healing, the intake of what we need in good things, and the release of what is not good for us. Right? So our bodies are not random. They're representative of what's happening in our energy field or soul. So something as simple as taking our salt changes the energetic pattern of our energy field dramatically. Because now we no longer have a body that's bogged up in things it doesn't need and can't get what it needs. We have a body that is exuding an energy that says, I receive good things, and if something's not good for me, I get it out of my life, right? And that sets our energy field pattern from the body outward. We are physical for a reason. We need to deal with our physical matter because it is the manifestation of the most condensed part of what our soul is. Like this is energy made into matter, and my soul is energy, right? Pure energy, and it's purely love energy. It's just the energy field close to me that's a little bit muddied up with some of the stuff from the real world, right? It's still part of my soul. I want to be clearing that out. That's the toxin I want out of my space. And I want my space to be filled with all the good things that my soul and the creative source are, which is love and the gifts of love. And the ability to be in the flow of what love is, the give and receive of it. Just so to receive the love that I need to pass that on to others. Right? The new consciousness is about a mind that can only think thoughts of love. So therefore, our thoughts create our reality is a very famous saying. If all our brain can do is think of love, what will we create? And it'll be all we can do. It's all there will be. And that's what the new consciousness shift is in a nutshell. Is creating physical matter that can only sustain thoughts of love, and all that is not love falls away from it. And what it begins with is behaving towards our body, or a key part of it is behaving. I'm just being asked to rephrase this, sorry. A key part of it is behaving towards our bodies in a loving way. So this leads me to probably the second high-tech thing I've ever done in a presentation. We had a veritable slideshow for the amazing brain. That was pretty cool. And usually I have notes on a paper, or just me and my bare feet. But today we have a slide. And what this slide is about is it's preparing us to move from what we just talked about, which is the relevance and the significance and the symbolism of our bodies and what they mean and how we need to take care of them, into carrying that into a broader scale, because that's what we are. We are a body that represents something much bigger, but it's all the same thing. So when we bring up this slide, we're going to be talking about the foundational truth of what the new consciousness is based on. In other words, the meaning of existence, the meaning of what life is. What are we here to do? What are we here for? How do we evolve forward if we don't know what we are and where we're going? So this is about the focal point of everything that we're doing and have been doing since the moment we were created, whether we are conscious of it or not when we're in a body, right? It's what we know when we're in a soul. And it is a definition of love. Now, love is the energy that created everything in existence, to love it and to be loved by it. We are love, and our creative source is love. Therefore, love encompasses everything in existence. It meets all needs. Our only true need is to love and to be loved. Love never causes harm. It never punishes, expects sacrifice, teaches through cruelty, deprives or excludes. Love only loves, and in so doing creates more love. When we fully understand what God is, and therefore what love is, we will heal our world and all things within it. The new consciousness is this understanding. It is us moving into understanding what love is. I'm going to leave this here, and we're going to work with it, because this forms the backbone on which all things, in order to heal, must have underneath them. Without this underneath them, healing will not occur. Okay? So we're going to take this and show a practical application of something this simple and something this beautiful. So love is our creative source is love. You can call that God, you can call it the universe, you can call it Great Spirit, you can call it Allah, you can call it whatever you would like to call it, but it is love. And it is love in this definition, because this is the true definition of love. So if we are having experiences at this point in time that do not match this definition, that's because we're evolving toward it and we're not there yet. So we're growing into it. So we might be having experiences where we're getting harmed in loving relationships, but that's because we're all in evolution. Our ability to experience love or not experience it doesn't change love, right? Our belief systems about love don't change it. If we have a belief system about love that doesn't match this, it doesn't change love. It changes our ability to access it. So what we need to form as the foundation of what we're doing is that this is our purpose, is to be love. And then we need to look at everything else in our lives and see where it isn't fitting that. And we need to be willing to let go of what stops us from having a true manifestation of love. That is true healing, because it's what we are. So when we practically apply that, let's take it back to what we were talking about before. If I'm going to practically apply this beautiful poetic definition of love to my body, what am I going to do with it? I'm going to meet all needs of it. I'm going to it's going to encompass all of me. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, I'm pretty good, but I hate my thighs. Like, I'm just not going to do it, you know? I'm going to start to love them and care and give my body what it needs to look healthier. I'm going to recognize that maybe I have a negative feeling about my body because it needs something. And I'm going to give it what it needs, right? Because it's exhibiting a symptom or an energy that I don't care for, right? Or that's making me feel not loving towards it. And I'm going to strive towards feeling a loving way about it.